Good science, by definition, allows for more than one opinion. Otherwise, you merely have the will of one man, which is the basis of cult.
If it's not in frame, it doesn't exist.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
I'm funny how? I mean funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you?
Where you been?
Drunk.
Wendy, darling, light of my life.
What's your one purpose in life?
To explode, of course.
I like death with sex. How about you, Casey? You like sex with death?
Yeah, so fuck off and die.
Welcome back, you fuckers. I know, I got to get back in the zone because Mary was like, "What are you doing tonight?" I'm like, "I'm doing the podcast." She's like, "Oh, I forgot that you did that still because you took we didn't do it last week, you know." So,
I know, yeah. Take 1 week off, and apparently we're done.
Hopefully, everyone had a great holidays and a new year because we're hot and fresh, you know.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, hot and fresh into it. The best way to start a new year is with a genre movie that's really gonna bring them in. You know what I mean? It's really gonna bring them in, bring in the crowd. So
yeah,
but with like, I literally was like, "Hey, you want to watch this movie with me?" And she saw like 2 seconds of it, and she's like, "Ew, you tried to make me watch this," but she doesn't get it. She's wrong. She's wrong.
I mean, she's kind of wrong because she should have like sat through this a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
She likes to read. What?
I know. So this is called the Cinema Knowledge Podcast, right? It's Jordan and Levi.
Welcome aboard, 2026.
Welcome. This is it. You can expect a new level of professionalism on this episode.
Yeah, no, dude, in like a week, I'm gonna be eating SpaghettiOs off the floor.
Yeah, just out of a dog bowl, just one thing. You're
Yeah,
like, who
yeah.
needs silverware?
No, yeah, dude, my broken window will be letting owls in. Like I'm, no, dude. You guys, yeah,
I hope so.
Yeah, you'll see.
So we
No, big things are coming. Big things are coming. Don't worry.
yeah, sure. So this month, obviously, I mean, if anyone listens to this, you're great. We love you. But if you've been listening, then you'll know that last month we watched Raging Bull, and that got me raging hard for just delicious black and white movies.
Oh, but those are delicious. Yeah,
so good.
Very much
and so I'm like, yeah, let's do modern black and white movies. And again, because the only reason I did modern is because you go back far enough, every movie's black and white. So I wanted to specify. So, the first movie we watched was the tragedy of Macbeth. From the one Cohen. I don't even know which Cohen it is. I guess it's one
filthy
of them.
and disgusting that one Cohen directed a movie. I
So
feel like that's
now.
like. I feel like we got less of a movie, even though this movie's fine. It's like there's this.
It's really, really good, but we'll get into it. It's like, so, this movie had been like, I wanted to see it when it came out. Cause it's like, I obviously like anything that they do, like piques my interest. And I'm like, oh, cool. Macbeth. Like I like Macbeth. You know what I mean? I like his Macbeth as much.
I've seen Throne of Blood.
That's what I was thinking of. And I'm like, I like as much as the next guy. So going into this, I'm not going to give a synopsis. I don't want to.
I know. How about this?
Straight up Macbeth.
It is Macbeth. Like, it's Macbeth, slightly abridged, apparently.
Slightly,
like,
yeah. Because I was actually reading the script. Or not the script, but the play. Like the actual Shakespeare play.
Alongside every line, you'd pause it, then read the play. Then
I was like, I pulled it up and I was like, so obviously they're doing straight up Macbeth. Like they're doing the Shakespeare language and everything. So I'm like, oh, let's see how on the dot, because the movie feels like a play too, like the way that it's set, dressed, and everything like that, but like for cinema.
Right.
It strikes a good balance. It strikes a really good balance doing that. But yeah, so I read it and I'm like, yeah, they get the gist, and they're like, okay, this one random side character's got a paragraph. We're gonna just make that one line. You know, we don't need all that.
Yeah.
But more or less, it's Macbeth. You know, the guy. He's the fucking, you know, he's a ruler, but he's like a couple rungs down, fucking meets the three witches. They're like, you're going to be king. And then it like poisons his mind with like ambitions and aspirations. And then Lady Macbeth is like the ultimate, like fucking, I don't even know. Just Lady Macbeth.
Dude, she's a boss bitch, man. She's out there. She's like, husband, you're going to be king because
she's the problem, crazy.
Like, no, she's like, you're going to be king because a weird, like, you know, vision that you saw out in the battlefield when you were exhausted. It means
kill our friends, kill all our friends.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. It's like, it's kind of one of those, it's amazing because it's like, he saw a vision And then his wife was like, well, let's put that into action. Like, that was their vision board.
She's
and the only reason he
actionable,
became king is because he was just like, he's like, well, if I murder everybody, I will become king. That's kind of the rules.
Yeah,
and so he does it. And I'm very proud of him. I'm glad that Macbeth went out
Worked
there.
out.
It bothered him, which is kind of like, get over it, dude. Drama queen over here.
Yeah, are you going to be king or what? King of the crybabies.
Yeah, literally.
You don't got the fucking spine of Lady Macbeth until she obviously breaks
I know,
down
dude. Yeah,
too. And just
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, she kind of. I can't remember exactly why she drinks the poison or something, and she's like,
yeah.
Why does she gets like forlorn? Why is she like the creepy ghost again? I don't remember. In Throne of Blood, it's amazing, dude. It's horrifying in that movie. It's
I want to
great.
watch Throne of Blood again. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
but no, it's So what were your?
Sorry.
What were
This is your first time
impressions?
seeing it, right?
Saying yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I obviously knew about this and I heard it, and you put it on Plex a while ago, and like
Yeah, because I
we
wanted to
like,
watch
oh,
it when
cool.
it came out, and then I just like it's one of the ones that's just like, oh, I want to see that, and then it just gets by you, and you never really have a reason to watch it, and you're like, oh, maybe I'll watch that one of these days. So I'm glad we were like forced to watch it because it scratches a very specific kind of itch. I just don't know if it was an itch I needed necessarily, other than that sexy black and white, which is the itch I want, and the itch that was satisfied.
It was that, and so that's like, so if we want to like touch on that for just a second, I didn't know it was black and white personally. Like I thought, because I saw the trailer or some sort of teaser or something, and I remember thinking like, oh, they're doing this. It's like a night scene, or it's dramatic. It's kind of like, I thought it was like Nosferatu almost. You know, like the newest Nosferatu, where like that's not black and white, but I mean it effectively is. You know, it's like got a lot of, it's very desaturated, and it's got a lot of dark, you know, colors and stuff. So anyways, I didn't know that. So like coming into it, I was like, oh, okay, I'm curious what they're gonna do with this. And I was floored. It was beautiful. Like I think it's really cool. Like they actually. I mean, it shows, I feel like, but it's old school. Like everything is black and white. Like literally, like the clothing and everything. Like if you went on set,
oh really?
it would look black and white.
Makes sense because I guess that's kind of what I wanted with this month. Is I wanted movies that were like made with that intention more. Like obviously you get shit like Psycho,
totally.
which was definitely like they had access to color or whatever, but it's just like they're filming it with black and white more in mind. It's like way more of a conscious effort, and so it's like it really shows in this because the black and white cinematography.
Well, I mean, even with Raging Bull, he did that on purpose. You know, it's like he did it with intent. Where this is very very similar. Like they wanted it to be heavy and gothic and very minimalist and stripped down. Like it's all, that's what's like, you know, it's the Coen brothers or whatever. It's one Coen, which
the one
Coen.
Coen.
I mean, facetious. It's like it's cool. It's like he's, you know, they're both good. You know, it's very weird that this truly isn't both of them together, which I feel like did something happen or like what, you know, they literally, this is the first movie that they've ever done where one wasn't involved. And it's bizarre. And
it
so,
is weird.
you know,
and they've been
making movies for like 40 years.
The last like 5 years, it's like they've been each doing their own thing, which is weird.
Which is so weird.
It's fine. I mean,
anyways,
do your own thing, I guess. But
well, yeah, of course. But it's just so weird to be like, that was like they've just collaborated for so long. It's just kind of like, I want to do this, and it's like, I don't know, maybe there's a difference, or maybe they had a different project or something. I don't know. We can look into it. But it was cool. It's very singular vision in my opinion. Like what they wanted to do. It's like it was kind of laughable almost. I mean, I enjoyed it, but it was just so funny when like there'd literally be like a cup in the room, and then she pours something in it and gives it to him, and it's like, you're like, what is kind of like, you're like, yeah, that's like what they're doing. I mean, I get the focus, but every once in a while it kind of took me out. The minimalism kind of took me out, but the sets were like dreamy. They were beautiful, dude. And it was really cool because some of it was like, it's all black and white. Like they actually painted the sets black and white, and they painted a lot of shadow too. So it's like, it just like,
well, it looks amazing.
I don't know. To go, it would look like an
so
OK
good.
Go music video.
Yeah.
Like if you walked in there, like it
Right.
would like all the practical set. And like, what's crazy is this movie was shot 100% on soundstage.
Oh, sure.
So it effectively is a play.
It feels like a play. It was smart to do that because it's like every time you like hear a horse and then like someone would walk in from like off. It felt very much like a good blend of like trying to be like a play and also trying to be like cinematic in that way, where it's like, like when they have these big wide establishing shots, it's like this very perfectly framed, like there's not a ton of them, but it's just like, I don't know, like all the exteriors, the few that there are like, yeah, it's all very much feels on a set, and it looks like it's on a set. Like it's not trying to be realistic, you know what I mean? It's like even like the little ramshackle shacks, like it's like a perfect ramshackle shack. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, and the toughs are obviously like they just brought in a bulldozer with some dirt and just throw it down. And then everything is enshrouded with like this fog, like in the background.
That was really cool.
Which really just adds to like the soft, flowy, dreamlike nature of the whole thing.
Yeah, very, very ethereal, but it also like it gave it a lot of depth, in my opinion. Like, I kept being like, oh, what's like? There's something else back there looming, because they would have like a shadow of a figure or something, like a structure, sometimes through the mist, and so you'd be like, okay, there is this world here, but
like it alludes to like bigger things, because obviously there's like a massive conflict going on, but and yet it's still like very intimate, where it's like this is literally the shroud, and the fog is like literally like the fog of war, essentially. It's just like what's going on out there in the world and the chaos.
Well, dude, did you notice? Like so transitions matter, and like there are fun, cool transitions. I mean, fucking Lawrence of Arabia, the match to the sunset. It's like, or whatever. It's beautiful. There's so many great ones, but I think this might have the greatest transitions that didn't get old. It like, because that was their gimmick for sure, and it never got old. I was always so like intrigued, like when it was like the moon, and then the moon kind of goes into a hard spotlight, and it's like it like transitions perfectly, and then like he walks into it and looks up, and it's like I'm just like, ooh, that was great. I got chills. And then like when it like fades, it like is a push in, and then it pushes into like them walking down they're in like Fife or whatever the fuck it's called, and like they're talking to the other guys, and it's like the column of trees and stuff, and it's like there are so many great transitions in this. I mean, and the bird imagery and stuff, and like through
Frances
the fog.
McDormand, she burns the letter and like throws it in the night sky, dude, and the night sky is chills. Like a not realistic night sky. It's very much pitch black with like dots. Like it almost could be like just like a poster board with like holes poked in it, like every time.
I know, literally,
Which
it probably is, dude. It probably is just on a larger set.
The surrealism, right? And it's like the sky, and then it just pans down, and it's like the perfectly framed of Brendan Gleeson as the king. You know what I mean? Being there, and it's just like
and like this. Okay, now you're mentioning the cast, which is amazing. Like Frances McDormand, and then Brendan Gleeson, and it's kind of weird. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about Denzel. Like it took me a second to like get into it, but then like when he's talking, and he's so raw, and he like doesn't know what to do with himself. I'm like, hey, this is cool. I'm like really okay, I like this. Like,
I didn't like Denzel at first. I was like,
at first, same.
For the first like, I don't know, 30 minutes, I was like, is he phoning it in? Because it does seem like he's just reading the lines. But that is like a problem with Shakespeare a lot of the times, where it's just like, it's hard to recite the lines in a way where it's like, obviously this like, 15th century language that's like someone monologuing like their internal thoughts being like that. But then it's like you have someone like he's like, oh, it's the worry. I'm just saying it. I got that burden. I'm not emotional. But then I'm like seeing Frances McDormand, who was the show stealer, all the top, and then like not enough Stephen Root, which the like one scene Stephen Root was in or whatever was awesome, but then like as it went on, and you see like Macbeth's like mental state, like it's starting to wear on him, and like Denzel actually having those moments after the murder,
after he like kills them, I was like, holy shit, like that, and it's just beautiful filmmaking too, with like the whole like the dripping of the blood and the stomping of the feet, and like that, just like that, the pacing of that and the beat, and like all of it coming together, and him just being like, that's when it clicked for me, where I was like, oh, Denzel's like in this now. Like it was, because I felt the same exact way. I was like, oh, this guy is just like reading his lines rough,
Yeah.
like they're like on a cue card, and he's barely.
That's what it
getting through
felt
this.
like at first,
then-
but it was. Then I
yeah.
realized it was a more of a subtle, because it's like I've seen. I mean, name me any performances that have been done more than Shakespeare, right? And there's a million different
No, 100%.
ways to do them, and I've seen like people just go so over the top and be minimal and like try and have the emotion, and I was like, where's the emotion here? But then it's just like, as it went, like obviously I know it's like the character. It's like he's like this strong, like fucking lord, baron or whatever the fuck I forget he is. Starts off, and
They
like
call him
as
Theon or something.
yeah, as it like the weight of his decisions, and then the weight of the crown, and just like how it like ends ultimately where he has that sword fight like in the corridor.
Oh
and
that's cool.
He like that's what gets him killed. Because like in the play or whatever, it's just like it just happens off screen. It's like they don't really have that. They like, and that's what they did a really good job with, is like having things be cinematic enough and not feeling just like a play. Like a lot of times it did just feel like a play, but then sometimes they would have like the good cinematic stuff.
The flourishes were awesome.
We're great, yeah.
Like,
but it's like he drops the crown, and that's what he's concerned about, because it's like it's a hollow fucking, it's Macbeth, but it's a hollow like thing to aspire for, but it's like it's him picking up the crown, which ends up him like getting his fucking head chopped off, which rules. And by the time I got to that point, like everything up to, I'm like, oh, okay, this was like a very gradual breakdown, and so it's like, okay, I get it. I get Denzel. Like I always have liked Denzel, but like at first, I was a little weary because everyone else was blowing him out of the water early on with like emoting and just really acting, because I guess that's what I have come to expect when someone's doing like straight up Shakespeare. This isn't like Romeo plus Juliet where it's like some weird flourish. Like this is
right.
This is
10 things
just,
I hate about you. Where
yeah,
it's
this
like
is just Shakespeare.
Strange adaptation.
Like this is just straight up Shakespeare. And so I'm like, oh, you think that they would be acting as if they were stage acting, and like I know Denzel comes from like a more stage acting background,
and he's done a bunch of Shakespeare too. It's like
and that makes sense.
That's
so,
his thing. Yeah.
But yeah, so I was like, it had to ease me into it, because that's the thing about this movie, and I think a lot of the reason why it doesn't get talked about as much, and a lot of reason why it's like not even a problem, but it's just a taste. It's just like it's sometimes hard to just get Shakespeare. You know what I mean? To just
100%.
Here it is. Here's the story. Here's the dialogue. Like I really appreciate it, and obviously they made this in a love for the bard and all the talents on board. But it's just like I'm watching some of the best set design, some of the best fucking cinematography, some really top of the fucking A-list actors doing their thing. But then I'm like, the Shakespeare, it's good, but it's literally the oldest thing, and so it's just like kind of, I don't know, it's kind of boring in a way. Like it never like bored me with the scenes, but it's just like it was always very like expected, and so obviously I was very not focused on the story of Macbeth as much. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is Macbeth doing his thing. Oh, here he does a soliloquy, and he's like, tomorrow and all that, and it's like it's great. But I'm like just gushing over the way it looks and like the filmmaking of it in a way that, I don't know, like Shakespeare is a struggle sometimes.
I agree
liked
with all
it.
of your points there.
I mean, it's very
And I love
poetic,
Shakespeare,
and I like to watch it, but
it's like we study Shakespeare is just that. It's one of those things where it's like it's just so it is literally, it's like it's a different language, and so it's just like but one step removed, where it's like I can get what's happening, and there's parts that like are fleeting, and like when you first meet Lady Macbeth, and she's like unsexed me, and like she's like I would be a powerful, like if she was man, she would be fucking powerful, at that time, and it's like so cool, and it's like I get those emotions, but I think I know your sentiment. Like it's like when you study Shakespeare, you have like a guide that kind of breaks down the scene and the like verbiage.
It's like I get it,
and stuff, and
I get the poetry of it, and it's
like,
all good, but it is
right, and I love it, but it takes me out of
it's hard to get immersed in it.
Like,
you're right, the narrative specifically, right? It's like I don't know, it's fine, but I think that it's like that's the one thing you got to know what you're in for.
Yeah, it's almost like it's one of those things where it's like if they're already like quote unquote like abridging it, and if they're already like doing something, it's like you almost could, like that's kind of what I liked about like Guildenstern and Cranston or whatever the hell that.
Yeah,
what do I always say,
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. It's like I like that because they do. It's like it's got a lot of Shakespeare blood in it. You know, I'm sure exact quotes. I can't even remember. I don't know. Go listen to that episode and tell us what
But
tell
it's
us what they said. But
yeah.
but it's like but they say like they're speaking. They don't. You know, they actually just kind of talk to each other. You know, in a more like
it's a subversion, and I
parlance,
think that's the thing. It's like if you're just gonna do, and I respect the commitment to it, where it's just like you're just gonna do Shakespeare. Like I'm gonna do Shakespeare, and I'm gonna make it.
It's 1:45.
I'm gonna make it the best
Beautiful.
Shakespeare that I can, and it's just Shakespeare, and I'm gonna do it and to the max. And I'm like, that's great, but I feel like in the 2026 now, I don't know. I'm just it's not a Marvel movie. You know, I'm just kidding, but like, you know what I mean? It's like something about it that it's just like it's a little flat these days. Like I almost wish, like I don't wish they would have done anything different, but it's just a personal thing for me where I'm just like I'm watching it and I'm like, yeah, it's Shakespeare, great. You know what I mean? And so it's just like I don't expect much of it. Like they're not doing anything where it's like a lot of writing. I'm like, oh, the character, blah, blah, blah. And this, I'm like, yeah, it's Macbeth. Like, you know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah, kind of like it's already been mapped out.
It's like I already know.
That's why it's like
it's
watching
fine.
the.
And it's a tragedy, like like it's literally called the Tragedy of Macbeth. And it's like, let me talk about the awesome music for a minute. I thought the music was minimal, but it was so good when it was used, especially like over the end credits and everything. It was so good. It really added to the weight of everything. So it's like I thought they did the best that it could possibly be, but I guess it's just not 100% my thing other than the filmmaking. You know what I mean? It's like I like Shakespeare as much as the next guy, but it's like in order to really appreciate it, it's like, oh, I'm gonna be a Shakespeare historian or something, and I'm just not that. And so while watching it, I obviously mostly concerned with, God damn, it's buttery looking, you know what I mean? Like, look at that set. Look at this, this composition,
black and white.
Like everything is done so well, but I don't know. When you're basically your script is hundreds of years old, and it's been an iteration has been told of it time and time again. It's like I understand not messing with that, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, you go ahead and mess with that. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Right. I mean, I think it's like it's kind of one of those things where I'm like. I was actually talking about this earlier. Like the Coen brothers can write really, really like poignant and, you know, like expressive and intense and just fantastic scripts. They have great dialogue, like some of the best.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like and they're kind of sardonic and tragic, and they do a lot of kind of like melancholy stuff. Also, I mean, they kind of have a tinge of like tongue in cheek with it a little bit too in their works, but like they could have easily like adapted this, and
they could have
kept a lot of it in, and then kind of given it some more flair.
I'm glad
I know you're saying like
I'm glad they
didn't.
I'm glad they didn't because it's obviously a passion
they
project.
Did change it, you know? It's like I'm surprised they didn't try to rework it a little bit more, but I mean, it's fine. It's like get this point across.
That's what I'm saying. It's great, but it's just very. Just what it is, you know what I mean? It's kind of just like the story.
Well, this is like a
the writing.
This is a pandemic movie for sure. Like they were shooting it before they were shooting it in 2020 when that old coronavirus came around.
I don't know if you guys remember that.
So I know, yeah, it's gone away now forever. But so it's like they kind of had to postpone it, thus turning it into. You know, the original project wasn't just going to be 100% stage, but then
that was I think that ended up being a good limitation, honestly, because it did
definitely. 100%.
If you're gonna do this, like that's what I'm saying. It's like because we got Macbeth, with Michael Fassbender in like 2016, I want to say.
Yeah,
and that one,
I saw that, and I'm like, I didn't see the movie, but I saw a poster of it.
I saw the movie.
I was like, oh, I don't know.
I saw it in theaters actually, and it was really good. It was like kind of also what you would expect if they took it and put it to the max. And I thought it was very good as well, but it was like, a much bigger, grander scale, Like
Right.
Marion Cotillard was Lady Macbeth, I think, and she was awesome.
cool.
Like it was great, but same thing with that movie. I'm like, this looks so good, it's acted so good, and it's Shakespeare. But I'm like, when you're watching Shakespeare, like I don't know, I feel like you got to be in the mood, and I'm always like only kind of in the mood for that, and so
Right. I mean, I think I was feeling it because it's like I didn't feel the runtime at all. I like
That's
the whole
true.
time I was like
Yeah.
I was very like captivated, and
they
it,
were
like,
smart with their pacing for sure, and the editing,
100%.
like you say.
Yeah. Well, and like I wish that like or not I wish, but the whole time I was watching it, I was like, well, I mean, I kind of wish that every movie was The Green Knight, but like I just was
Yeah,
thinking
yeah.
about like how good that movie is, and like it's kind of got. I mean, it has none of the same vibe, but it's just kind of I don't know. I mean, a little bit almost, but like I just kind of like the whole time I was watching it, I was like, man, this black and white is beautiful and buttery, but I kind of wish that like we had a little bit more. Like I don't. It was so minimalist, and it's like one of those things where like I
there's-
constantly was on the fence of like I love how minimalist it is, and it's beautiful how much work
Yeah.
they're getting done. But then I'm also like, oh, but they could have like done a little bit more.
There's
like,
no. I
you
love
know,
I
a
love the
little bit more
minimalism.
love.
I love the
That's the
sets.
thing. I do too.
But
I do too, for sure.
But there is something like it's weird because I don't wish there was more zazz, but
Yeah.
I kind of like would appreciate more zazz. But like I feel like they did it the best they set out to achieve exactly what they wanted to, and I think
Right,
it 100% worked. But it just didn't 100% work for me because even though
Right.
I
I
really
just kind of like I
thought it
wish
was
that,
really
like,
really well
other-
done.
Yeah, that's the thing. I know. I'm like I'm sitting here and it's like I actually like, you know, I guess I'm more just because we're here and we're just chatting, you know, and we're talking about what we could.
Oh, fuck,
get
this is
out
a
of this movie and
podcast.
more. Yeah, yeah. Oh
I got-
God, my mic.
There's 10 reasons why. Oh, I was trying to.
But I know. Yeah, right. Yeah, we got to get more listicles.
You'll
dude. We don't
never
do-
believe.
Oh my God!
what
At the end of this
happens.
podcast, we reveal the big secret that Joel Cohen directed this movie. But it's like it'd be kind of cool if they went to a different when they go to like the different kingdoms. If there was like if they changed like because they kept everything so exactly the same, and that kind of like I just was like oh yeah. But I mean I loved it. That's the thing. I'm like I think it's like one of those things like I didn't feel that like I kept thinking like when it was getting towards the end. And they're gonna go to battle and stuff, and I was like, oh, I thought like, oh, maybe we'll get a little battle scene, no big deal. I didn't need it or anything. And then like when they're there and he's fighting, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna die right here. Like this is weird. And then it like just ends, you know. And I was like, oh, okay, wow, this is great. But it was like I really didn't feel this runtime at all, and that was nice. But the music's amazing. But I think before. I know we have to talk a little bit more about this because this is too short of a podcast, I guess. But we got to talk about Catherine Hunter as the witches.
Oh
and
yeah,
how freaking good she was, dude, and how
Scary,
that is one of the
terrifying.
greatest opening characters like ever. Like that's her character introduction is beautiful. It was like like what she was doing with her body and like. Her performance, like for me personally, she was my favorite.
That's true.
Part of the movie.
That's true. Well, that's
she stole it.
That's what I say. It's like every scene. It's like with Shakespeare, I'm expecting like I'm not looking for these like subtle Daniel Day-Lewis style fucking performances where it's like this very close, subtle, intimate. Like when I think Shakespeare, I'm thinking like. Yeah, you take it to the next level, go over the top.
Right, of course. You're not whispering in the room. You're
it's like you're. I want these like big bombastic performances, and it's like I'm getting that from The Witch. I'm getting it from Lady Macbeth, and I wasn't getting it from Denzel early on, and so I think I was caught off guard by that because it felt a little off compared to everyone else. Because everyone else was really just like, I'm doing Shakespeare, so I'm obviously every emotion is to 100%. You know what I mean? And it obviously ended up working for me. In the end, but I don't know. I'm
Totally,
conflicted. Yeah. I'm just conflicted on this movie because it's like I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was incredibly well done, and I was like simultaneously very entertained, but also like kind of bored. I don't know what it is. Like I don't know. Maybe it's just my fucking.
It's one Cohen.
It's my It's one Cohen. It's just my I don't know ADHD fucking internet brain or something like that. That's just like. All right, yeah, Shakespeare me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, do it. And they did.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like exactly what you expect, but just like really well done. I don't know. But everyone was good. I wish I do feel like obviously it's not about them, so it's fine. But I wish we would have got more Brendan Gleeson and more Stephen Root, like I was saying. And even I forget the kid's name, but he's always so striking when he's in movies. But the kid that played like Dudley in Harry Potter, that he's like the heir, the second one. He's the one that becomes the king of the
Malcolm. Yeah.
He I like something about him. I like, but it's just like everyone crushed it. I don't know. That's the thing. There's like nothing to dislike about this movie, and so I feel weird being like
Personal
I feel
taste,
pretty lukewarm on it, and I don't even want to say it's just because it's Shakespeare, but I feel like it's got to be just because it's like here it is, Shakespeare, the best version of Shakespeare, but it's just like there it is, just as presented. Here's the perfect cute little can of Shakespeare, and I'm like, yep, this is exactly it. Thank you. But I don't know. I just this flavor is not for me. I don't know. It's good though. I'm really glad we watched it.
That is your opinion.
Yeah, I still liked it. I still really, really liked it. Yeah. And I feel weird because I can't articulate exactly what it didn't click for me exactly, but it doesn't matter because every scene was just fucking eye candy, which was so good.
Yeah. Like I said though, too, which is funny. I think what it is this will be a movie that this is forgettable, but not because it's bad or anything. I think it's because it's like everybody is doing their craft and it's great, but it's a story I've heard before, and visually, I think that's why it's like I latched on so much to visuals and like something, because there's like the Coen brothers always do something in a movie that kind of changes their style, and they kind of focus on one thing and push that to the forefront. And I really do think like Transitions was his like that of a stage play where like sets are being rolled in, and like it's like everyone's wearing black, it goes dark for a minute. It's like I feel like they did that. Like this is like one of the greatest film adaptations of a stage play, but like it is effectively kind of forgettable. And
I know. When we did play movies based on plays, we should have done this one because it is such a good adaptation of that, because it doesn't go full film at all, but it uses all the tricks of decades.
And no one's ever on
a
stage, which is pretty cool. Like in that sense, like it's like I feel like that's kind of a gimmick that they do in Shakespeare stuff, is like someone will be on a stage at one point, it kind of turns into that, where this like is so seamless to me, like that everything like flowed, and it's like it's weird. Like I said, like it for how minimal it was, it kind of like your brain filled it in, like fills in everything there, the room, and
it is
everybody, and it's like
once it was clicking for me really hard is as it went on, the entire thing felt very hypnotic because of the transitions, because of the surreal nature of the sets,
score,
the score
kind of like,
but like
ambient.
even the like poetry of the words, like everything was like it's sort of fever dreamy, and I think that's what really worked for me. You know what I mean? It's kind of as it went along. But yeah, I don't know.
And then it's like, and it's a Coen brothers style. The comedy that comes through it is beautiful, dude. When he's freaking out and the bird's there, and he's like, and like Lady Macbeth is just like, oh no, he does this all the time. He talks to his thing, and like everybody like walks in and they're all like Wes Anderson style, like standing there rigid, like looking all weird, and he's just like he's freaking out about the bird, and like.
I laughed.
It's like I was cracking up when they all show up, and then she's like, get the hell out of here.
This felt like also one of her things, because I saw in the credits that she was like co-writer. Frances McDormand was like co-writer and like executive producer. Like, so I feel like she took the Ethan Coen's place as like the second collaborator, and I feel that. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's like I want a little more of that too, if you're gonna go that route. So anyway,
it's
early for it.
We're ripping through it,
but
buddy.
I'm
Did we get any Reddits? I wanted to know.
I don't know. I quit. I got to turn notifications back on. I quit seeing them when they pop up. But while I look, you said this is a COVID movie, and obviously it's like minimal sets, but like big stars. What's the budget on this?
Yeah.
Boy?
So the budget is kind of weird. So I did a little sleuthing. So 35 million is the like kind of the minimum of how much it would cost to make this movie. The reason we get there, because this film was bought by Apple. It's an Apple TV or whatever, movie, but it's through A24. They're the ones that like distributed it theatrically, and it got a theatrical run so that it could go into like film festival circuits and stuff. But the reason we know that it's got to be around $35 million to make is because there's this film
Oh
festival called something.
the something film
totally
festival.
forgot. Boom. Anyway, Gotham. It's called so there's a Gotham Film Awards, and they only accept films that are $35 million or under. And so this got rejected. So that the budget had to have been around 35, and they're projecting that it could have been 35 to 50 even, but probably not. But maybe due to the fact that it is an Apple TV, and they knew that from the beginning. And so what happens is, I just learned this when I was reading all this. Oh, just one sec. Alexa, stop. It's like, this is a professional podcast, people. But I was reading that like video on demand movies, they pay actors more because there isn't going to be a theatrical run and a
that makes sense. Well,
and this is a DVD run or anything. It's just goes. It's like kind of becomes one thing and gets like released. It's effectively a limited release because this technically only made $500,000 in the box office, because it was only released in like, whatever 100 theaters, whatever the minimum is for them to get into awards, awards and for their kind of accolades.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
Somewhere around there. 35 makes sense to me. 35 feels right.
That makes sense considering the names behind this and the talent. It's like they could get the money. They could easily get more money probably. If the Coen brothers and Frances McDormand were like, hey, we're making Macbeth. We want Denzel. We're doing, and they're like, yeah, sure. Like however much you need, to do it. And they're like, yeah, we don't need too much. We're not going to have 1 billion extras and giant epic battle scenes because we don't need that. That's not in there. You know what I mean? And so I feel like it's well spent. Like, I think that's fine. You know what I mean?
Right. No, and I like learning that
like it's a lot.
Video on demand though. That is like knowing that like the reason obviously like budgets are always kind of inflated a little bit so that they can kind of get write-offs and shit. But it's like I kind of get like an actor being like, well, I'm not going to receive anything on the back end. There's really you don't get that. Like there's no, it's so cryptic with like the fucking video on demand that like nobody really knows how that algorithm works.
It's an enigma, dude. We surely don't.
It's because they keep it under wraps because they're like back in the day, like with the Hays Code era and everything. It's like MPA and stuff. They were like, hey, we're gonna like be transparent so we know like how much people are making, kind of keep things above board and shit. And so that kind of just became like, an agreement. Like there's ways you can get in trouble if you do inflate and whatnot. And so it's like that kind of became a thing. There's like
it's the wild west, baby, for
to check
line in the pockets of the fucking.
But now it's like the internet, and they're like, how do you know how many tickets you sold? And it's like, well, I don't know. There's been 400 million, minutes of this movie that's been watched over the year. What is that? How do you equate that to like profit? It's like, it's interesting. So
it's a weird era we're living in.
Yeah, we'll see it. Well, dude, it's an era that like it will become streaming. It's crazy. Like it really, like this was simultaneously released in theaters, but only, like I said, only 100 theaters. It was like 91 theaters or something, and then directly to, to Apple. I
like most movies, I feel like I really would have, not all movies, but I feel like I wish I would have saw this in theaters because it's like,
Oh, 100%,
you're
dude.
forced to.
This would have been beautiful.
Not only does it look amazing, and I'd love to see it projected and everything like that, but like this movie kind of does demand your full attention, and because of the nature of it, it's hard to give it my full attention depending on the circumstance. You know, it's not that wet. You know what I mean? But
I know, it really isn't. It really isn't very wet.
I wouldn't call it
Yeah,
dry, but like again, it's like I feel like
No.
had I in a
No,
theater,
it's
distractions,
been baking in the sun,
yeah. So anyway,
but it's still a little damp.
that's good. Let's see what Reddit's got, huh?
You're telling me you don't bring your laptop into the movie theater like I do?
Yeah, right. Oh, you're that guy. I got Clones of People 2 says first watch. I haven't been keeping up with either of the Coens since around True Grit, so I didn't really know what to expect here. I also don't know the story of Macbeth, so the plot was new to me. I think if someone was to call this film pretentious, then I would find it hard to disagree. The film has a lot of style going on, and that seems to overshadow the substance, especially when dialogue is needed to move the plot forward. I hate when films use Shakespearean dialogue because it just takes me out of the film by using words and phrases I don't understand. That said, the technical aspect was great. I love deliberate 4:3 aspect ratio and the framing and cinematography it brings. The acting was amazing, and it's clear all the actors were enjoying themselves. The sound design was great, and those repeated thuds and knockings were intense. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Overall, I appreciate this more than I enjoyed it. I would be interested in a rewatch if I became more familiar with the story. Thank you. Yeah. Somebody downvoted you.
That's cool.
Get the fuck out of here. I upvoted that shit. That's for what?
Who would downvote you?
Because
Yeah,
I agree with
get
what you're
that.
saying. Because it's like, this
great
is,
comment.
if by its nature, I guess that's kind of what I was saying too, where it's like, if you're, like, again, passion project, do whatever you want. You've earned the right to do it. Cohen, singular, and Francis McDormand, all you guys.
I know,
like,
it feels great. It's like, it feels wrong to
Yeah.
just say Cohen. Like,
it's
I don't,
like, you have the right to do whatever you want, but it's like anyone being like, I'm going to make Shakespeare, like, just on its own, like, that already is a pretentiousness thing. So I don't.
it is. Yeah, I mean,
Calling it pretentious, I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. This is like kind of that kind of movie where it's just like, either you have to be a cinephile or you have to be really into Shakespeare, and those two paths, like, that's why I'm like, my wife would hated this. And
I mean,
that's, you know what
it's
I mean?
like it's like Kaufman or something. It's like you can be like, Kaufman's pretentious. Like, I get it. You
It's
know,
fine.
I'm like, yeah, I love his movies, but
Yeah.
it's like you're not wrong for saying that. Like, it is.
But
it's
I
like,
think
that's
by
you
its
know,
nature, in this day and age, someone would be like, I'm going to adapt the Bard. Like, yes, it is. Like, like it is. It's fine to be a little pretentious, I think, when in these elements. But it's like,
yeah.
don't downvote the guy for that. Anyway,
We're here for it. Thank you for your opinion.
I
kind of
agree
I
with
like
that.
to hear the dialogue. Like, I love hearing it. But it's like I said, like, I like being able to be like, oh, this is the translation of that, and then I'm like, oh, cool. It's like there are so many like poetic twists to it that I'm like, God, I love that language. But it gets bogged down when you're watching this.
Another movie we may watch this month, I don't know. I'm definitely going to put it on a poll, but I think that does a similar thing 10,000 times better is The Lighthouse, because The Lighthouse
100%, dude. 100%.
uses, you know, accurate dialogue from the period where it's like,
well, you
it's
can't
like
even.
poetic.
I mean, you can't. Edgar's is like you can't compare because it's like what he does is he like researches it and then he like writes his own punchy dialogue to it. Like he's very like he's so smart about it. But it's like it's
the
similar, though, I do
poetry.
agree.
Like the plays, they're not like plays, especially of this era. They're more like it's about the words and like speaking like, you know, I don't know if people actually spoke like that, but that's beside the point. It's like this is the performance, and that's all you're kind of getting is the language. So it's like, you know, and as a English major or whatever, it's like I do appreciate the language, and I watched it with the subtitles on, and I like kind of deciphering and kind of like understanding like what they're saying with like their convoluted shit. But I 100% see that point of view. And also I'm just like, yeah, I'm just not in the mood. Like if I was like,
that's fine.
If I'm ever like in the mood for, I'm like, you know what I need is my glass of wine and my fucking turtleneck.
right.
I'm going to watch just only Shakespeare movies. Like that's fine.
I hope we watch The Lighthouse, man. I want to see that again. I've only seen that once.
Oh, really?
I only saw it in theaters, dude.
Oh.
Yeah, I loved it. I know.
You
I got it memorized, dude.
You saw it with
I,
me,
I
right?
beat
Weren't
my
you-
seagull.
weren't
I
you
beat my
here
seagull
when
to it.
Lighthouse?
No,
You
no,
were
no.
here.
We saw it. We just saw it. Victoria and I.
Oh, really? Who was
Yeah.
that? Who was that with?
Dude,
I thought you were there. Thomas was with
It was
me.
so good, dude.
Anyway,
I want to just beat a seagull.
I've seen The Lighthouse like a handful of times, and it's so good. I want to watch it again
Yeah.
too. So it's definitely going on a poll because it's one of the best black and white movies. But as far as language goes, like that uses the language from obviously by being a quote unquote modern talent. Like I don't know, it's like it's a pure creation. So it's able to like subvert that language, that poetic language, in a way that's like more interesting for film, I think, and clever for like I don't know jokes. I don't know. Lighthouse is also kind of hilarious. So anyway, thank you. Also, Competitive Bat says, so I actually saw this when it came out. I'm not a huge Shakespeare guy, but I found the acting, least surprising thing ever considering the stars, directing and filmography to be fantastic. I think the black and white helps keep the story centered on what might be a familiar story. Short and sweet, 100% agree. That's what I'm saying. It's like you're taking very like familiar, even if you're not familiar with Macbeth, like Clones of People too. It's like it's Shakespeare, and so you kind of know what you're getting into, even if you don't know the story. It's like it's a Shakespeare fucking tragedy. You know what I mean? It's like you kind of know the vibe. But like everyone just fucking nailing it. I appreciate that. And like Clones of People 2 said, wrapped it up. He said, I appreciated it this more than I enjoyed it, and I think that's
okay.
I think that's
cool.
I think that's how I stand on it too, where it's like, yeah, I mean, I enjoyed watching this, but I way more like respect the craft behind it, and the filmmaking prowess, and it's like I wish more movies had this vibe. But we're doing something different. Crayons.
Yeah,
there.
I
What
mean,
are you, like four.
I feel like
Got a
I
pile
feel
of
like
crayons. You're like, that's what we're doing
Yeah,
our
I got
comic in, bud. Is crayons.
I know it's crayons. Yeah, I got like, I did. I wrote. I created a set, but no, I feel like it's interesting though too. Is like, Shakespeare is probably the most like adapted work. I know. I feel confident in saying that in a Western sense. So actually, like Clones of People 2, I'm not sure where you're from. I'm like, was Shakespeare like taught like every year of school for like 12 years? You learn Shakespeare. Like it's just a thing. It's like a fact. Like you just have there's some works that he's done that you like.
I literally
at least for me, I don't know. It's like every
tomorrow.
Year, like, a story. So it's interesting. Like, is there another creator that is more prevalent? You know, like it's weird. I always wonder that. Like a different culture, but
even though I'm not like so familiar with Shakespeare, I feel like I am. You know what I mean? Because it's like
right.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Because even I didn't get it that much in school, but I did. I mean, we read Macbeth. I'm pretty sure.
That's what I mean. It's like every year there is something Shakespeare related. I feel like
not Macbeth, Hamlet. I see. I always get it mixed up. We read Hamlet.
Oh, I know. Well, dude, and he apparently like I didn't even know there's so many like King adaptations that he's done that I'm just like, I didn't even know.
We'll see. I literally have a British literature class tomorrow that I'm going to, and I haven't seen the syllabus or anything, so I'm like, they're probably going to be like, all right, we're just doing a month of Shakespeare. Like, so we'll see.
Yeah, really, though. Well, dude, that's even in Raging Bull. They were going to end Raging Bull with him doing a Shakespeare monologue, but they were like, well, no, we're going to do Marlon Brando because that's more of our zeitgeist. That's our speed, you know?
Yeah.
That's more of our world. And so it's really, it's crazy how
modern Shakespeare. Well,
he touches.
And honestly, that would make sense to do. I mean, Brando makes more sense for Jake LaMotta or whatever, but having him do Shakespeare is like the joke of his like his pretentiousness and his like sense of being, where he's like, I'm so good, I'm like doing Shakespeare monologues, you know what I mean? So you know, you're not wrong there. Anyway, that's it. We're done.
Thank you all for your comments, and thanks for keeping up with us, guys. I mean, we're welcome back 2026.
Yeah,
it's gonna be new year, new me, man. I'm out there, and I'm gonna start.
Yeah, stay tuned. Again. Don't do it.
No,
stay tuned.
I never will.
We'll do. We're doing more black and white movies, and I'm excited because there's a lot of good ones, and so
Dude,
it's about narrowing
it
to get it on the list. Might do before we jump into the lighthouses and the Schindler's List. I'll probably do next week like some
The Clerks.
Clerks, and I forget what other ones I was gonna do. There were like some slightly lighter ones. It's like The Artist or something too. Anyway,
Yeah.
I've never seen that one, so. And I've seen Clerks.
It's good.
100 times, so we'll see. And I'm happy to watch either.
I was just like, I probably Clerks, and so when we did 28 Days Later, I didn't watch it because I've seen it enough that I literally know every scene, pretty much all the dialogue.
Yeah, that's
and so
Clerks.
same with
That's
Clerks.
Clerks, yeah.
Like I don't even know if I need to watch Clerks because I pretty much could like see the whole movie in my head.
It's been a long time since I
quote it.
even though I feel like I've seen the whole movie. It's been a long time since I actually sat down and watched the first Clerks.
That is true, actually. Yeah,
But
like,
I
to
but I
really
feel
watch
like
it.
I can watch the whole thing in my head. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. So thanks for that, everyone.
You guys
great.
rock.
You
Come to our
beautiful
Patreon,
people.
baby.
I'm going to. Oh, dude, I'm totally gonna do it. I'm gonna make the video black and white on YouTube. I haven't done it. I didn't decide to do it
that's
until just
hilarious.
now,
Yes,
but I'm gonna do it black and white. I'm gonna put a filter on it because.
Yeah, do it for this month. Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Alrighty. Bye. Oh.